I'll be showing you how to change your Land Rover Discovery from a 5-seater to a 7-seater. I've got my seats over there. It's actually a really easy process. All you have to do is have the proper hardware, and it's just bolt in and you're ready to go. So you need to get that from, you can get it online or from a junkyard. I went and pulled mine out from a junkyard. So I've got all the parts. You need the floor bracket so that the seats have something to mount to on the floor, the seat belt, and then the trim. And then you should be ready to go. So the first step to start the conversion is that you need to pull off all of the trim, just in the back here. It's really easy. You start off with that piece, and there are just a bunch of clips that you take off, like here. There's one up there. There's a screw right there. 2 over there. And then I already took those ones out. And once you pull all of this stuff off, then you can go ahead and start hooking up the seat belt and the brackets for your seat. In order to get the plastic trim pieces out, they're really easy. I just stick my fingers back there and I pull, and then it just comes right out. You do that for all of them. Sometimes you have to pry them off with a screwdriver, flathead, but that's basically it.
There's also a sneaky little clip right in there.
You need to unbolt the seat belt in order to get it through this hole to get the trim out, and then all of it should be out. Here's what it looks like with all the trim undone. And then in order to put this piece on, you just attach it like this. It'll screw in right there to those holes, and then into right there. So I need to remove this piece. The reason why they made it like this is because the SE7s are supposed to have like a heater, or just like the blower motor right here that puts air up back here. But since we don't have that, and I don't really care about hooking it up, I'm not going to. I got the mounting bracket in. There's the 2 screws there, and 2 screws back there, and then 1 there on the ground. I could have taken out that back bar, but I just didn't want to unscrew those 2 bolts over there, so that's okay. The next step would be to fold back the carpet so that I could put in the seatbelt bracket and then the floor bracket right here, which I will do right now. When you go to add the mounting brackets underneath the carpet, there are these little plastic insets that won't let you screw it in, so you've got to pry them out. They're just plastic, so they come out pretty easy. And then you just break them off, and then you'll be able to add the mounting bracket. This is maybe a better angle of the bracket. We just need to pry that off. If you haven't ever replaced your fuel pump, well, that's where it is. Real easy to do. If you ever have the need, you just need to pull up the carpet and get up the screws, and yeah, real simple. So now that you have the mounting brackets in, all you need to do is cut out where they sit so that you can get the bracket on through through there. So you'll just need to get a razor knife and kind of feel for that high center part. And should be pretty easy, and then you just kind of cut squares around it, because you'll be putting on this little bracket here. That'll sit right like that. Let's see. So you can almost just do it from underneath and then measure it and cut it. So that's what it's supposed to look like. I just kind of started cutting in the middle and then just widened it until it fit. I still need to cut a little bit for the hole, but you know, pretty close. And I've got, you know, you don't have to be too careful because you got all that space around it that'll still be covered. But still, it's better to make it look nice and take a little bit of time than to do it super fast. So I put in the floor brackets and cut out the carpet so I could fit those. As you can tell, carpet does not have to be cut very well, just with a razor knife, and then that just fits right in. Got a screw back here and screw up there. And yep. Now that you have those installed, you need to put in the last seatbelt clip on the very bottom, the bracket, and then you can tuck the carpet away. So you'll be done with that. When you go to install the seatbelt bracket, you just take off this little piece of tape that's covering the hole for it and peel it back. Then you'll have the seatbelt bracket. You might notice and be concerned that there's no like grooves for the screw to go in, but once you start the screw, it'll make its own grooves. So here's the screw, and the way that I like to do it is just to put it in there and get it started with this until you feel like it's straight and it won't go anymore. And then you can take your ratchet or your drill and put it in the rest of the way. So there you go. It feels pretty strong and sturdy, ready to go. Just add the ratchet and just push down. Do little tiny twists. Get it started. And then it should be good to go. So I got that bracket in right here, and I put the screw in for this thing and put the carpet back in. The only thing that I realized is that when I got these, there's a little clip right here for the screw to go in, but on this side I didn't grab the clip, so I'm only going to have one screw in for now, but that's fine. It cleaned up and looks pretty good. Looks like it's supposed to be there, because obviously it is. Anywho. Now I just need to put the trim back on and the seat belt, and we're done. In order to get the seat belt on, you need to scrape this off. That's where the mounting brackets are for it. There's the hole down there, and then the clip right here. So with the seatbelt, you're going to have to do the same thing that you did with the floor bracket. You're going to have to screw it in a little bit to get the threads going. And then you can take it off and then add the seatbelt and then screw it in all the way. So now I'll take it off and add the seatbelt. So I got that bottom screw in for the seatbelt and the top screw. And then I need to put on the paneling and screw this one in very last, and I am done. And then I just put in the seats. once you get the seatbelt on, you can attach the trim. I really wanted to do this conversion so that I could just install the back seats whenever I wanted, but that I could still have the pockets so I could store stuff when I'm not using the seats. So that's what I'm doing, so don't worry about why it looks a little different, but just put the trim back together and install the seat and you'll be done. To add the headrests, it's really easy. You just scrape this off and you'll see that cavity, and then there are 2 screw holes up here. And then that's where the headrest goes. I can't really get a good video of it, but to put it in, you just hold it up there, and there are 2 screws that you put in, and then 1 screw down there at the bottom, and then you fit the trim around it. See, that one's already in. And that is how it looks once it is all in. Notice those 2 screws. So really easy. Now you just need to put in the trim if you haven't, and you should be all done. In order to put in the seat, you just line it up like that, and then you'll have a screw up here, a screw right here, and then 1 down below, 2 down below, and that's how a seat goes in. You kind of want to have it at that angle so you can get your hand in there with the ratchet, and then that's it. So that's what it looks like with the seats in, and fold it down. You can lower the headrest, pull the seats up, and boom, there you are. Actually quite a bit of space back here, if you think about it. Really easy to close. So what I did is I unhooked the spring because it is a biatch to get in. So they're the little tabs that it hooks around. I just used a screwdriver and pulled it over it so that I could install them easier. But those are the screws to install them, and then you got a little cover that goes like that. And then for this one, you also got this little piece of trim if you want to put it in there. But yep, it just folds up just like that. And then this one doesn't fold as pretty. Just kind of sits in there, sticks out a little bit, but there you are. The change from the Land Rover 5-seater to a 7-seater.